Welcome to the show, everybody. It's the Crypto Lark. Today we're going to be doing some Bitcoin news for you, talking about the latest network news from Bitcoin. After a quick shout out to everyone who's been hitting that like button, and of course everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that button down below, or the bell to stay up to date with all of the latest in crypto space. Furthermore, this is of course not professional financial advice. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. Let's get into it. Now, this is really big news. Coinbase and Bitfinex both integrating Segwit. Now, it's taken them a long time to do it. Coinbase was definitely dragging their feet, and so was Bitfinex. There's no reason that they couldn't have done this a few months ago. But this is really great. Now we've seen a lot of integration with Segwit. NiceHash, for example, is having Segwit addresses. Local Bitcoins has Segwit addresses, as well as quite a few other big wallets. Now, there are, of course, some very notable exceptions. Exodus, for example, still waiting on it, guys. Where's that Segwit address? But it is really good to see that some of the biggest exchange players have implemented the Segwit address. We are certainly passing the tipping point now of the majority of addresses moving towards Segwit, which is very, very good. Now, the new Bitcoin code will finally boast full Segwit support. Now, this new code is one of the more ambitious updates that they have done to the Bitcoin code itself. So we're actually seeing the whole network being upgraded here with a whole set of new rules, really focusing on Segwit, which is very cool. Now, of course, Segwit enables Lightning. Lightning, of course, that off-chain scaling solution. Currently, they have 1,868 nodes on the test net. Important to point out, it's the test net, not the main net yet, but that is a really great network to see that there are so many people out there who are participating in this. Hopefully we'll see the full implementation of the Lightning Network coming soon, but even without the Lightning Network, we have seen a big clear out in the memory pool. So this was back in December, when actually back in January and December, we see that there was a massive amount of unconfirmed transactions here in the mempool. Now we are, of course, down at a much lower level. As you can see just over here, not much at all in the terms of unconfirmed transactions in the memory pool. Now, that being said, you can't simply thank Segwit for that. If you look back here, in December, we had 490,000 transactions on the Bitcoin network on the 14th of December. Busiest day ever. Today, a little under 200,000 transactions. So that's a big drop in transactions too. That's part of the reason why there's not so much pressure on the mempool. But nevertheless, the reality remains the mempool is rather clear. Transaction fees have also come back down, partially again thanks to the lower number of transactions going through the Bitcoin network. Of course, I think we can attribute a lot of this to that major run up in price in Bitcoin. So many people were interested in it, everybody's coming in, getting involved, buying, and it's chilled out a little bit in this more down market that we have currently. So there aren't as many transactions going on. But nevertheless, the Segwit to Segwit address transactions are quite cheap at the moment. Transaction fees here, 0.24 Bitcoin to send 2,320 transactions. Back here, when we had maximum network busyness, there were some blocks that were being mined that actually had more Bitcoin in fees than the block was worth, which is, of course, a ridiculous situation. Now, currently, if you are willing to wait 6 transactions, you can get a fee as low as about 26 or 27 cents, which is pretty gosh darn low. Otherwise, the average is kind of around $1 at the moment. Of course, that depends on how many bytes are actually in your transaction. But that's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap to be sending Bitcoin at the moment. And look, I know there are plenty of other digital currencies that have much cheaper fees than $1. We got to keep that real. But for sending Bitcoin, $1 is not bad at all. I'll take that any day of the week for sure. Anyway, this was just a quick update for you guys to let you know what is going on with the Bitcoin network as far as Segwit and Lightning and prices and all these things. So long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.